Hi guys, good morning. It is Wednesday, November 3rd, and we are so close to the midterm elections. That's what I want to talk about today, the elections. The elections happening here in America, happening in Israel, and happening in Brazil. I feel like there is a tremendous divine plan unraveling right now. And the elections, much like these things that went in our arms, is God's way of showing us who is who. God is using a big fat yellow highlighter to highlight for us, just like we know whoever was pushing, whatever organization, institution, school was pushing these things, we know whatever country, it doesn't make no sense that that person got elected. We know that that's the evil force that's being taken out right now by the good guys, by the white hats. So what is the brilliance of the white hats? What is the brilliance of this Q plan? I have come to understand. It is the fact they understand the psychological aspect of this war that we're in, this Psy-Op that they have to reverse. They have to reverse engineer how we have been in a catatonic, sleepwalking state for generations, not understanding who has been running the show behind the scenes, the secret societies, the elites that do evil things, that have kept us in a financial prison. That's the prison that we're leaving. Part of the Psy-Op now is the white hats are allowing us to understand that for ourselves, that's what it is. Because you cannot tell the people, you must show the people. Q says that, that is a big tagline, and I get it, because you know how many times I've tried to tell people, and I understand there's no amount of telling that can cause that gift of awakening. Whatever that is, only God can do that. Ha'ma'orer yeshenim, ha'mekitz nirdamim. That's Hebrew. It means that God is the one who awakens the sleeping. Only God can make that miracle happening, of that first glimmer of insight where you're like, wait a second, something else is going on here. But the white hats have to lead the people to that point, and they do that brilliantly by making it so obvious on the world stage that people are like, that's impossible that Trump didn't get in, that's impossible that Bolsonaro didn't get in, that's impossible that Bibi is going to win for the 50th time. And when people get to the point where they say that's impossible, and just like we're seeing with this thing, that decisions are being repealed and walked back by New York State, and people are like, wait a second, maybe that wasn't so right. People are having those moments left and right of awakening, those moments of awakening. And the biggest gift in awakening right now that I've come to realize is the gift of validation. My daughter had a gallbladder attack, and a couple nights ago at 4 a.m. I got a phone call. She's screaming on the phone, and I get in my car, I run to her apartment, I get there half hour later, and the attack, it was a gallbladder attack, which I never knew was like in the top 10 of the most painful things that could ever happen to you in life. It had already subsided. So when I got there, she was okay, thank God. But since then, she's been terrified to eat anything that could trigger it, and she's just, scared because her body attacked her. And I said to her, I understand, I heard you screaming, I understand how bad it is, I did all this research now, I've talked to other people who've had gallbladder attacks. And she's like, Mommy, thank you for validating this for me. So I understand how life-giving validation can be, and especially now during the Psy-Op, during this operation, this military operation that had to be more secret than the secret societies. They had to go behind the scenes to take out the people who knew that the only way to control us was from behind the scenes. So I want to tell you about the validation that I got. I also want to tell you guys that there was a huge video, an epic video that came out yesterday by John Nolan of the Inspired channel on YouTube. I shared it everywhere yesterday because if there's anything that could help somebody, a friend, a family member on the brink of awakening, it's this video. I'm going to share it to my Telegram channel. I did yesterday. I'll reshare it again today to my channel, Gila Jed channel. And you can send it to whoever you think it might benefit, because I think as a whole, most of us are seeing more and more people being like, wait a second. So this video is poetry. Ellie Weber said that. This video by Jean Nolan is pure poetry. It's the best articulation I've ever heard of the Q plan and what's really happening behind the scenes. So I will share that. So what is this validation that I received? I feel like it came from God. Like God was like, I know you're confused. I know your days. I know this is like the weirdest 2 years of your life and you've lost your footing and people think you're nuts. And I'm going to give you something that you could hold on to. And I'm going to share this with you guys. So my good friend is running for office, a very high position in a state that shall remain nameless. And he called me a few months ago. He was at a convention with General Michael Flynn, and they were both speakers. And he became friendly with him. And behind the scenes, he had a few conversations with him. And Flynn says to him, you know, we're in a chess game right now, a 5D chess game. And he says to him, you know, we're watching a movie right now. And he reports this back to me, my friend. And I was like, oh my God, you got red-pilled, Q red-pilled by General Flynn. And I was like, that's the highest level. And I understood from there that Flynn himself, has to pretend he doesn't know about Q. He has to. Because to take out a secret society, you have to be smarter and more secret than them. And you have to lead them to their own demise. You have to make it that they expose themselves to the masses, because how do you take down this evil force? Not by a typical battle. You take down the cabal only one way, and that's through a mass awakening. The Great Awakening is what takes out this enemy. It's the only way. And they understood that the people must see it for themselves, and they have to let this thing get so out of control that it becomes so absurd, so ridiculous, that the people are like, no, there's no way. There's something else going on here. So I wanted to share that validation with you guys, that what we see is what's really happening. You know, me and Ellie Weber, the Kabbalah guru, we're both tremendous anchors for each other right now. We help each other find our footing, because we'll say to each other, like, either we're the craziest people in the world right now, or that we're the most enlightened. We don't know. We don't know which one sometimes, because we're so confused. And I think that a lot of us out there feel this way. So I hope that I can offer you the same validation that what we're going through is real. We're in the middle of the world's greatest sting military stealth operation, and hopefully any day now it bursts through the barrier from the unseen to the seen, from the hidden to the obvious, and we can just take this thing and run with it and have complete victory of the light. Have a great day, guys. Mwah.